Hi everyone, it's Ellie Mae with Silhouette Secrets Plus, and today I wanted to show you a quick project that I had some fun creating. Here are the supplies I used. I have those linked in the description below, but I started by carefully taking the protective cover off of these 2-inch acrylic circles. These are acrylic circles from 143 vinyl, and you just want to be super careful when you peel them off because acrylic scratches easily. And then this was a new product to me. So this is the StarCraft PureCOAT, and I'm just testing. I just added a bit of glitter to it and not following any sort of tutorial or video, and I just started playing with it. This is a kind of self-leveling, it's not epoxy, it doesn't stink, it doesn't have a smell to it at all. I did this in my studio. I added some glitter to it, and then I coated these ornaments with it. And I was playing with different amounts of glitter. The one thing I did find is you don't want to get it on too thick. It is self-leveling, but it does have a certain breaking point. If you get too thick on there, it not only goes over the edges and leaks, but it also takes a lot longer to dry. You can see some of my test projects in the back there. Some of them took over 24, probably 48 hours to dry because I got it too thick. But I'm just coating the backside of these clear acrylic blanks. The great part about this is that you could do any color. You can kind of see I have a blue glitter color in the background. I kind of played with some acrylic paint. I'll share more of that when I get those finished. I'm still in the process of creating with those. But I just thought this was a neat idea. Usually I'm not an epoxy person, and I don't like to wait for things to dry. So that's why this takes so long for me to finish the project. But you can see that it added this like frosted look to it. And here is a video because it's really difficult to film or record acrylics. Photographing acrylics is really difficult because of the glare that comes off of lights, as you can see in the video and the photos. But I'm just showing you a little bit. I also played around with some glow-in-the-dark glitter, which then my cats got into. But I used the Silhouette Studio software, drawing tools, drew out my 2-inch circles, and added my designs to them. And then I cut it with my Cameo 4. And here's the cut afterwards. You can see I did lose some pieces in the nose, but that didn't bother me too much. And then weeding, I'm going to throw up a link in the description as well for some tips on weeding and some tools that will help. I am currently using the pin pen from 143 vinyl. It's a comfortable pen style that has a little rubber grip on it, so it was really easy to use for this weeding project. And then I just take my time, even though the video does not show that, it is sped up. So take your time when you're weeding these very detailed images. And vinyl sticks very well back to itself, so I often use it to help in peeling off those pieces from my weeding tool. And I just continue to go around on all the little bits. And these eyelashes in particular had some very, very small fine details in them. My cut settings for my Cameo 4 were a blade depth of 2, force of 5, speed of 5. However, that does not work for everybody. Everybody's machine and your blade life will be different. So make sure you do test cuts and do more test cuts and do more test cuts. Test cutting is the only way. There is no perfect cut setting for every single user and material. And then as I get to the nose, you're going to notice it kind of stuck. And maybe I could have increased the cut settings just a little bit more, but I would have lost even more of those fine details in that. So I just carefully helped that along, and I just needed the outline. I wasn't too worried about all the little dots in the inside of that carrot. You can definitely try for it. I'm going to show quickly here another one of the total of 4 that I did. And I am going very, very slow here, even though the camera does not reflect that. That's all just so you can put this video out on YouTube, and you don't want to see the entire process and how long it took me. But look at this fine detail here in that nose. and then vinyl sticks everywhere. So it was a great cut. Even though I lost a few minor details, I wasn't too concerned about that. And I just used some AT65 transfer tape and applied that. Vinyl sticks very, very, very well to acrylic. So you want to make sure that you are fully committed when you go to stick that down, because it will stick very well. If you have to, carefully peel off that adhesive vinyl and recut your decal and apply a second time if you need to. That's why you have a machine. You can always cut an extra decal to use if you have an issue. So maybe you've noticed by now that there's 2 identical ones. I thought I was doing 4 different snowmen, and I didn't even realize it here in the final photos. But I'm going to point out where I actually realized this. And this is a several-day project because I have the PureCOAT curing and has to be hard and set before I can do anything. And then I had to do the designs and cut those and apply those. So I was already invested in this by a couple of days. And I just tied a bow. Bow making is not my strong point, but I saw a video on the internet. I'll see if I can find the original that I saw, and just using my fingers here, once I can get into that ribbon, I just wanted to show kind of the process. So it's not going to be a full tutorial. I'll try to link it in the description, but I use my fingers to create these bows, and I thought this was a really neat trick. You just practice with it. Bow making is still not my forte, and I just ended up deciding I was only going to make 2. So I have 2 snowman ornaments with bows and 2 without, which actually worked out really great because here in a minute you're going to notice that I realized that I had 2 of the same. So then I just took a little bit of hot glue because my ornament string there is very, very smooth and shiny and slick, and it was just kind of coming off the ornament. So the hot glue kind of holds that in place. I really like this fine tip. See, I noticed here, right there, I noticed 2 identical ones. So one got a bow, I believe, and one does not. Or I'll have to look at the final photos. I thought one got a bow and one did not. But I really like that fine tip glue gun that I'm using here. I really thought I did the 2 separate. But I went back and looked. I had 2 of the same design in my Silhouette library, and that must have been what I did. Was I thought I was picking separate designs, and they were identical. So here are some finished photos of these ornaments. So this is right after I created them, and here's some close-ups of those ornaments on the tree. I think they turned out really cute. You can play with all kinds of glitter with this PureCOAT. Again, I'm just getting started with it, so I'm having a lot of fun and trying and testing different things. Just thought I'd share. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.